So Pierre, I was doing so well with my weight loss, right? From my surgeries, I had gained 40 pounds and I was doing intermittent fasting. The weight was coming off. We had our event, started gaining weight back. Soon as I put sugar in my mouth, it's been a wrap. Can't stop for whatever reason. Cookies, apple crumb after riding my bike, all catastrophic because the weight just continues to escalate. But it's almost like it's very difficult to eat healthy when you go to parties, when you go into events. How have you managed to lose weight and keep it off?
Fantastic question, and I'll be very transparent. I don't have a sugar issue. I don't like cookies, candies, or ice cream and all that good stuff.
Good for you.
I'm a salt guy and I'm a crunch guy. You have to be able to identify what it is it's your trigger that leads you to that path. But also with saying that is, it starts at the house. Before you get to the house, it's the grocery store.
I agree.
So when you go to the grocery store and there's an aisle, and that particular aisle is called the health food aisle, what is the rest of the stuff in the grocery store?
Exactly. I've heard it's best to not even go down the aisles, period. There's a diet called the perimeter diet where if you notice, all the vegetables, the dairy, the meat is in the back of the store. Those aisles are the ultra processed food, the sugar, the, artificial sweeteners, all of the things that are actually cheaper to buy. And if you are a family with children, or look at our economic times right now, if you're not working and you're trying to stretch those pennies so that you have food, what do you do?
So I think a lot comes down to how you do it and the way you do it, and being transparent. And I can only tell you what I do. And so with that being said, the farmer's market is
definitely
a haven to me. I get my eggs from the farmer's market. I usually get my cheese from the farmer's market. I get my fruits as well as my vegetables from the farmer's market. Because when I go into a grocery store, I feel this need. It's a panic mode for me because there's so many attractions on the left side of my brain saying, oh, come over here. The yellows and the reds and the color-coded foods and groceries that attract my attention. And then the right side of my brain is, no, you can't do this and you can't do that. You should be getting healthy this. You should be getting healthy that. And I get that, but it's still that attraction, that the marketing that we see every day on the TV, on the social media platforms that guide us to all the wrong foods and to all the wrong drinks. I know for a fact that one of the catalysts here in the United States is a very powerful 5-letter word called sugar.
Definitely.
One of the worst things we could actually do, and our manufacturers and our sugar producers, they feed into lobbyists and politics every year to make sure that these products are on the front of our shelves and they're there and they're available to us. Those are the exact things that's killing us. I'm always challenged by the fact that the United States sells products that when my wife and I are traveling overseas, that it's illegal to sell there. I'll give you a prime example. You can only buy Gatorade in the United States.
I remember you saying that.
So that's the really different thing. And we promote that as a sports drink.
I know.
We promote something that has antifreeze products in it as a sports drink, where in any other case, any country in the other than the United States will not sell that product to you. And there's a list of those that goes on and on, but yet we have an FDA that tells us what we can do, what we can, and they make suggestions and recommendations. But again, it's driven by the lobbyists and how much you pay to have your product up front and center.
And that's very scary because we watch the news, we watch TV, we watch the advertisements. We think that they have our best interest, and really it's all about the dollar. It's all about making money.
And that's very true. But if you really think about it and you go back to the Neanderthal days, somebody came up with this ingenious idea that we need 3 meals a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I'm totally opposed to that. And if that's your thing, that's great.
True.
Make it work, whatever works for you. But what I'm saying is that I don't think the Neanderthal mans, the Homo sapiens, were getting up and having breakfast. And if they were, I can almost assure you some of it was bone broth or something you could eat that was from an animal.
What they killed.
Right. Or let's think about elephants and apes.
Plants.
Humongous guys, dude. They eat no meat.
Right. Plants.
All day, every day. That's their complete diet. And they are humongous. They're big. Can you imagine?
Wow.
So the creativity is finding out what works for you, what your body type is. Remember, we come from a historical point where we only eat and get what we got from our parents. Our parents got from our grandparents. So the lineage just goes on and on. However, in order for me to change who I was and what I did, speaking from the fact that 10 years ago I had a stroke.
That's right. That's right.
This is a human being that runs, swims, cycles. I hit the gym with weights every once in a while. I walk after dinner. And we got into the emergency room and nobody had an explanation what was going on. I stayed in intensive care unit, I think 10, 13 days, whatever the case may be. And I finally was released, but when I released, I had 9 prescriptions.
Wow.
So my daughter is a farm tech, so everything they gave me something else that would lead to something else. I just flushed them all down the toilet and get back to what I know. I can ride my bike and I can run, I can swim, I can walk, but again, I can do all those things. But until I began to change my diet,
that's the key.
The other things that I could exercise all day long, but until I changed that diet, nothing seemed to work for me. And so I've been on the elevator, God knows, up and down. I do well, and then some depression or something kicks in, and then I gain another 20 pounds. This time, it finally, in my early 60s, I think I really, really have it now. And if I don't have it economically and the way that things are being driven, I think I got it. And so, and Valerie and I both. And matter of fact, when I came here, I said, hey, me and Valerie are going to go for a walk later on the day, and we'll do 2 or 3 miles. But there's so many different factors that challenge us to be who we are not.
You just said a whole lot. It's true. It's true.
So be mindful of what you put in your mouth, and also be mindful of your exercise, your regime. Don't want to talk a lot about medications, this or that, because that's not where we are. But I do want to talk about the healthy foods. I want to talk about the spinach and the broccoli and the greens. And I want to talk about the beets and the carrots and what they do to you, because everybody's body responds to eating differently.
It's true.
And so, you know, me, I'm going to do the farmer's market versus a grocery store. I love one of the most unhealthy things in the world for you, which is potato chips. I mean, that's just
that cookie.
That's my trigger, man. Yeah,
I get it.
Instead of getting the potato chip now, I'm gonna get some walnuts, or I'm gonna have some pumpkin seeds. So those are the kind of changes I make. You know, every blue moon, I'll eat a slice of bread. But that bread that I have, I'm telling you, is a 5 grain and it's in the freezer.
That's right.
So I take it out of there, I'll put a little butter, and I'm only gonna have a half of one.
Okay.
Or I'll put a little bit of butter on it with some eggs or something and go that route. So I have to be very mindful of what I eat, but also when I eat it.
That's right. That's right.
So, I mean, I'm not, you know, I don't think you should get up in the morning and be eating. I mean, just don't.
Just because.
Right. I'm even to the point, and not that it makes a difference in other people's lives, but me, I don't drink cold drinks anymore. I drink warm drinks because it's so much more easier for the body to digest. When I wake up in the morning, believe it or not, I'm gonna have a cup of hot water with a pinch of sea salt in it and a little bit of lemon. And then after that, I'll have me a coffee, black coffee.
Haven't
I'm gonna
gotten there yet.
I'm gonna make that coffee. I'm not
Okay.
gonna put it in a pod and go
Right.
through the hot water process with the chemicals because I'm drinking now coffee and chemicals. So I just do it the old-fashioned way. I'll do a pour over hot water onto the crushed bean, and that's what I got.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I mean,
Makes sense.
it's all these little small things that I do that I think that's going to help make a difference to keep me where I want to be at. But also, I alluded to you earlier today, I actually got 126 miles in cycling, and I did it in 3 days, which usually takes me around 4 or 5 days. So every day is going to be a walk after dinner, even in the cold. So those different little things, you change your habits instead of just sitting in the house eating and then going to turn ESPN on, CNN, or HBO or Cinemax. Now I'm going to go put my coat on, zip it up, and we're going to go walk around the community. So
Great
those things
idea.
make a difference. Yep.
Great idea. Thank you so much for
I
your
appreciate
time.
the opportunity. Thank you. Good luck, everybody.
If you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to this YouTube channel. That way, when new content comes out, you'll know right away. Thank you so much for watching.